We're through the first quarter of this season. Hard to believe, I know, as we kick off in this Week 5 contest. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
Their loss last week, it really isn't on him. He had a great game. He checked off a lot of the boxes they had for him in the game plan going in, especially the one at the top, Kate, getting him to the end zone. 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. If he does that again here, they should be winners.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play, and it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. As a man, Justin Jefferson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up. Putting a receiver in motion. First carry here for the rookie out of Colorado. Escapes a defender. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. An 8-yard gain on the ground, and that's going to bring up 3rd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Vikings take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
That one splits the uprights, and the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. This return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. So now it's the Patriots' turn to head out for the first time on offense. Leading them out, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great, no interceptions. But just the 1 touchdown. Be curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
They'll run here on 1st down. He finds space for a few yards that time. That's Harrison Phillips there for the stop. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 27. He completes it in traffic. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down and they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down could be so demoralizing to that defense.
1st down throw for May. And a man is there to knock that away.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
They'll run now on 2nd down. Breaks through, and he might break away. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
They sure are moving in early, Brock. Here's a new set of downs at the opposing 43. To the air on first down, May. It's complete to Hunter Henry. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. They motion the slot man right. Wideout's getting involved. Oh, he loses the football. It's picked out by the Vikings, going the other way. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on second down. You're trying to create a manageable third down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
Now for the second time this game, we get a look at this Vikings offense. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover.
Under review.
Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just...
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. The handoff on third and short. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. That brings up a tough decision for them on fourth down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
He had all the distance and just enough accuracy to send it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
He had the distance dialed. The accuracy, maybe not so much. But from that distance, you could excuse being a little off one way or the other. The upright, it helped him there. And that really is all that matters.
The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. Minnesota all set to go for its second drive. They come in on a little two-game skid, Brock, but in control of this one so far. On first down, they'll run. And that one's going to back the offense up just a bit here. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Pass is caught by Addison. And he'll get it up to the 44. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. On play action now, McCarthy. This gets the first and more. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. Here's the handoff. Has a lane inside the 25. And he has this all the way down to the 17-yard line. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. Working inside the red zone. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Reichard on for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Vikings drive their lead to 11.
14, Patriots 3.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. To return this, Marcus Jones. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Patriots offense headed out for their second drive of the game. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. May on 1st and 10. Diggs there to bring it in. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
May now from the gun. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete. Demario Douglas, the intended target. And it's going to be second down. Back to the air. It's May. Finds his man. It's Demario Douglas. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And the power play up the gun only results in 2 yards. And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the first quarter. It's a 2-score game early. More from Gillette Stadium in just a minute. Back and ready now for the second quarter. It's Patriots football. They're advancing it well as they face second down. Operated from the gun. Here's May. Right side and into the hands of Douglas. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. They have themselves another 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he runs this one down across the 35 and inside the 30. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the Vikings 29.
Back to the well again. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. It's a gain of 4 there. And the Patriots will have a first down.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
From the gun, it's May. Pass taken in by Diggs. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket and get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. Here's the pistol snap to May. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. It's 2nd and goal. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Darion Kendrick with the pick.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The Vikings and receiver Jordan Addison getting set for this next drive. And we'll see if the perfect start can continue as they try for their 3rd touchdown in 3 drives. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Receiver in motion going left. Look at this, the wideout gets it to start this drive. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. 3rd and 4 coming up now. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Complete beyond the marker. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He'll get this to Jefferson. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here's a give up the middle. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. Now it's McCarthy. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. McCarthy looking to throw. He's on the move. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. McCarthy throwing here. He has the 1st over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, McCarthy. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. The give here on 2nd. He's going to snag a couple of yards charging up the gut. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. 5 men in the secondary for the Pats. 3rd down. Now McCarthy. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings parlay the interception into points. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Vikings push their lead to 18. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Patriots returning their offense and this running back to the field. They are coming off their 1st interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Gillette. The Patriots facing a deficit near the break. Rush coming for May. Completed over the middle. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. Throwing the out route complete. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Timeout taken by the Patriots. They're 1st to 3. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
So he scooped a fumble, and now he gets home and drops the quarterback for a sack. You know what that tells me about this linebacker? Well, he's not afraid to put his face in the fan and fight through some guys to make some game-changing plays.
Escapes the pocket. Now he takes it. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Here's May. He's on the move. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. All right, here we go, 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Throw left side, caught by Douglas. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line. And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Going play action, May. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down. Out is Jake Bates, ready to try to knock this through. Made his first one. This is a little over 40. Bates' kick is up and good. And that lowers the deficit to 15.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Finds some space. He's past the 30. His return reaches that 34-yard line before... They're out and set. 1st and 10. McCarthy to throw it. Short pass brought in. He's got to gain a 6 there. Christian Gonzalez getting there for the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's McCarthy to throw. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the 1st. Minnesota spends its 2nd timeout here. Throwing on 1st, it's McCarthy. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air, McCarthy. Pass is caught, it's T.J. Hawkinson. And he's across midfield into Patriots territory. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, these 3rd and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on 3rd and short, they can't get the job done.
And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion. 1st and 10, here's McCarthy. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We start up at Soldier Field. Miami making the trip north to take on Chicago. And that game tied at 7 in the 2nd quarter. From there, we head south to Texas to check on the Cowboys at home at AT&T Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the 2nd quarter. Nico Collins, a touchdown reception.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Starting from the 5. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The New England offense with the football. They get it first here in the 2nd half. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. First down throw for May. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. Vikings defense countering with a nickel look. Third down coming. Operating from the gun, here's May. Digs there to bring it in. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Just excellent effort on that catch, and a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. May. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, New England. Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Patriots getting back to within one score. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Vikings and their QB, J.J. McCarthy. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They bring their tight end left. From the 26 on 2nd down. That pass caught by Johnson. And he reaches the 35 before going out. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. There's a handoff up the gut. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They give it to him again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. And the Patriots in the nickel for this 3rd down call. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Simple dive up the middle. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Another carry for him. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. On play action now, McCarthy. He'll get this to Jefferson. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Has it down close. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Patriots and Stephon Diggs getting set for this. Good field position for the Patriots as they get set for 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And this one doesn't go far. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
May now from the gun. Dump off caught by his back. He's contained at the line for no gain. That tackle made by Blake Cashman.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 9.
May now on 3rd down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Patriots punt team coming out with former 6th-rounder Bryce Baringer to do the honors. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. The Vikings taking the... And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Handoff now from the gun. This is ahead for about 5. Kyle Duggar hauling him down. Offense to the line for 2nd down. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. That's Dotson with a catch out right. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Handoff to the back. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. He has the 1st over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Trying the right side. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Kyle Duggar hauling him down. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Catch is made in close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. And he's in for the touchdown. The Vikings stretch their lead on the final play of the 3rd. J.J. McCarthy, the touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. That one splits the uprights. So we're through 3 here. And they'll continue adding to their lead. And after that last second score in the 3rd, we'll resume play with a kickoff. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here's New England ready once again on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Escapes the pocket. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
At the 30-yard line.
From the gun, it's May. Finds a seam down the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10.
First down. Let's go now. 1st and 10.
Here's May. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Back to the air, it's May. Caught by Diggs. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. So now here's 3rd and 5. To the air yet again, May. Gets it quickly to Douglas. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's May. And this one does not go far.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Into traffic, complete. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Here's May to the air. Setting up the running back screen. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. They've got 1st down from the 31. Throwing is May. Has him on the quick hitter. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that leaves him with 3rd and short. That pass is caught by Bell. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Working inside the red zone. And he scores. It's a New England touchdown. The Patriots get it back to within 2 possessions. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
And he's going to cross for the score. They trim that deficit down to 14. We hear it in every sport, partner. Sometimes it's just best to keep it simple. They do, they give it to him, and he heads right up the gut for 2.
That's right. Let that defense overthink it, and boy, did they ever. They were so concerned about everything else, they forgot the simplest play in the book. That run right up the middle. Kudos to that O-line to get that push, and an even better job by the back to get in the end zone.
And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back-to-back carries here. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Foxborough. Vikings nearing their 2nd win in the campaign. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he's brought down after a short gain. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. Back to the well again. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Man in motion here. First down, and they go right back to him. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now the Patriots calling their third and final timeout. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down.
It's a gain of 3. First down, Vikings.
So the Vikings pick up the win on the road. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much better brand of football. Short memories prevail, Brock, as they move past that loss and get back to some winning football.